Hello, good evening, and welcome back. Amber Rudd quits government over Johnson's Brexit stance, and that's good as far as I'm concerned. You should really get out of the Ramonas as soon as possible. And I understand that the idea was, well, hang on, this is going to fracture the party because from the beginning they were always a Remainer party, as were the Liberal Democrats, as was Labour. Maybe, I mean, they haven't really decided, and they can't come out because of their union support, and they know that a load of the union members voted to leave, most likely based on job grounds, but it could be sovereignty as well, and that's the issue they're facing. However, the main political parties were pro-Remain, and therefore when you have a referendum like we did, which was just a single issue thing, and you go, okay, so all the main parties are for one side of it, but we're going to allow you to have a voice on it to see if anybody will actually disagree with what the ruling elites think. And it turns out 17.4 million people came out to vote against the ruling elites, which is brilliant because these things need to happen from time to time to overturn the hegemony that these people have, that you're trying to vote for the lesser of the evils. Even though there's nobody that you really want to vote for, there are just people you want to vote against, as is the case with a first past the post system. Essentially two parties, although I'm very grateful that despite it being a first past the post system, this whole Brexit referendum has created turmoil in the polling numbers for these different parties, and I think people will start to vote for parties that, as they already have with their European elections, they will vote for parties which reflect their own best interests instead of just against the ones which go against their own best interests. So I am pleased. And back to the topic of Amber Rudd leaving, and that's fine. Really, really don't care. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, it's good that she has finally left. And Boris Johnson correctly pointed out quite a while ago now that Brexit is do or die for the Conservative Party, and Nigel Farage mentioned this as well, that if the Conservatives don't deliver on Brexit, then they can expect to die as a party. As does happen, of course. The Whigs were high and mighty for quite a while, and they are not heard of anymore. So this does happen, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. So she's saying that she no longer believed leaving the EU with a deal was the government's main objective, because, basically Johnson has been saying that he really does want a deal, but he's prepared for no deal because he's not going to allow the EU to have any sway over him, which is fair enough, but she thinks he's taken it too far. Ms. Rudd described the sacking of 21 Tory MPs on Tuesday as an assault on decency and democracy. No, surely that's trying to stop democracy, is trying to stop the vote. Number 10 said was disappointed by the resignation of a talented minister. Yeah, you have to say that, don't you? Just be more brutal about it. You know you want to. But a spokesperson added that all ministers who joined the cabinet signed up to leaving the EU on Halloween, come what may. Exactly. A senior government source said resignations to chase headlines won't change the fact that people want Brexit done so the government can deliver on domestic priorities. Agreed, perfect, well done, perfect. Labour said Mrs Rudd's resignation showed that the government was falling apart. Yeah, maybe. And what's so bad about that? Maybe it's time to burn off the dead wood. Rise from the ashes like a phoenix, Burn off all that you don't need, and then you can start with that strong husk and build up again. You can't build on shaky foundations. They're going to crumble eventually, so you might as well restart now. The MP for Hastings and who supported Remain in the 2016 referendum, of course, said her resignation had been a difficult decision. Yeah, because, you're not getting the money? That's okay, you can go back to your financing history. I'm sure you can make more money there. In her resignation letter to Boris Johnson, she said, I joined your cabinet in good faith, accepting that no deal had to be on the table because it was the means by which we would have the best chance of achieving a new deal to leave on Halloween. Yes, she seems to understand this perfectly. Fair enough. Credit where it's due. However, I no longer believe leaving with a deal is the government's main objective. Who said that a no-deal Brexit would be the worst possible outcome? Nah. Especially with us joining with the US, I think that Trump is against the EU anyway, so he's going to want to join the UK for a good trade deal, and of course he's going to be re-elected in 2020, considering the main opponent is going to be Joe Biden, whose eye was bleeding recently. Yeah, that ain't going to work out well for the Dems. So yeah, they mention again, sacked 21 Tory MPs, Ms. Rudd described the expulsions as a short-sighted culling of broad-minded and dedicated Conservative MPs. No, it is getting rid of the undermining moles. She cannot support this act of political vandalism. It's clearing house. It's necessary. One of the Rebel MPs, David Gork, tweeted that Ms. Rudd has been extraordinarily brave and her concerns reflect the views of many of his former colleagues. One way or another, it is time for them to act. Yeah, sure, get a new party then. Or get the Tories to defect to Brexit Party. Either one. However, seeing as the Brexit Party is just on one issue and they have too many differing opinions, I don't think that's really sustainable. UKIP, on the other hand, that is. Looks like it's coming back, guys. Rory Stewart, oh god, why? Described Ms. Rudd as a true one-nation Conservative, adding, "We must unite to support a Brexit deal and get this done." Unite? Yeah, how? Health Secretary Hancock said the Conservative Party had always been a broad church and he was gutted to see Ms. Rudd leave. Yeah, well, a broad church ain't going to work with something like this. If it's do or do not, you can't have a broad church there. In response to Ms. Rudd's resignation, Shadow Brexit Secretary Sir Keir Starmer, who the fuck cares, tweeted that Mr. Johnson's government was falling apart. Yeah, no support or credibility left. They don't have a choice, as far as I'm concerned. The Tories are either going to rebuild and be strong because of it, or they're going to fall apart. But either their own party's going to take them apart, or they're going to destroy their own party. Either way, there is no out anymore. And it seems everybody knows that. And also why Labour isn't calling for an election right now, because they know, well, yeah, they're still going strong, and we need to wait until they break themselves apart before we call an election. Otherwise, we're going to lose, because even the Lib Dems have been eating up territory in the Labour strongholds, so it's not looking good for them either. But that's great that the two parties are being taken out. I love it. So this just says who is Amber Rudd. University graduate from Edinburgh, previously worked in banking and recruitment. Perfect. Anyway, that's it for now. Let me know what you think, if it's good that these Ramonas are leaving, or if it's good to have more of a broad church there, because these people will be pushing more for a deal, and it's good to be good-spirited and good-natured when trying to negotiate with people. Do let me know. Interested as always to hear what you guys have to say. Looking forward to it. Thank you, and have a good evening.